Hey BTS crew, this is Cassie and
Rochelle.
so guys, as you can see, we're at the park today because this episode is a little bit different. We really wanted to get real and vulnerable with you guys. Well, I think we always are,
Yes.
but
But
today is a
mhm,
special day.
because we're going deep into it. Real deep.
Exactly. And we thought it's only fitting to do it from a peaceful park, right?
Yes.
So let's jump into it. We're gonna start with our origin stories, and we'll start with Rochelle, the founder that we
Yes.
all know and love. Why did you start breaking the silence?
Okay, guys, so let's get into it. So in 2024, I faced one of the hardest seasons of my life. When I say hard, I mean hard. So it started with me feeling very um, distant, right? I didn't want to speak to anybody. I stayed in my room majority of the time and I work from home. So it took so much out of me to just get out of bed and get work done. So my productivity level was very low. My motivation was very low. I had no zeal to leave the house. And that continued for over a month. And one day I sat on my bed and I said, I cannot continue living my life like this. Something has to change. I used to have constant crying spells, Cassie. Constant crying spells. Like it would just come out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I really could not pinpoint what exactly was causing me to feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
So when I realized things were not getting better, I said I need to seek professional help. And that's when I reached out to a therapist. So thankfully, the therapist offered virtual sessions because I wasn't in a space for me to go outside. My hair was in a mess. My eyebrows were not done for the ladies. Oh, you know, your eyebrows always have to be on flick.
Girl, let me tell you.
My eyebrows were not done. I just felt like a complete mess. So when I learned that she offered virtual sessions, I felt like that was the perfect opportunity for me and the perfect setting to be at home in the comfort of my room.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I went to therapy and it took a lot out of me to open up because you're talking to a stranger.
Yeah.
Like, how do I tell a stranger everything that has been going on with me?
Yes.
And that stranger is trying to dig deep into my life to understand why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling. So you know what that means? We had to go back to my childhood.
But you know, as you said that, how do I tell this to a stranger? You know what comes to mind? How
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it can be easier talking to strangers than to your own family and friends
It is
because
true.
they come from a mind or like preconceived mind frame of who they think you
Right,
are,
right.
and like they
And the
bias
expectations of
the
you
expectation
too.
exactly, and they're a bit
Yes.
biased. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they're not looking at it clearly. They're looking at it
Right.
in a biased way. And even when you've changed,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they still see you as the old Rochelle or the old Cassie,
That is so true.
and they're not able to make a proper judgment because of the
Mm-hmm.
biasness and how close y'all are.
Right.
So I feel like that's why sometimes it's easier to talk to a stranger than people
Yes, and
close to you.
I agree. But some persons they find it difficult. Like they need to build that level of trust with the person before they can open up, right? Because you're putting your life out there. How do you trust that person? I know, like as a professional, confidentiality is key, but then you will still have that reservation. How do I
Right.
trust that person?
Right.
But I took a leap of faith and I did it. At first, my camera was off because I don't know you. I'm not gonna show my face. I just need your help.
Mm-hmm.
But then gradually, as the sessions went on, I became more comfortable. So what the therapist did, she asked a lot of questions, and it brought me back to my childhood. Growing up, I had a I had very strict parents, right? And that had an impact on me because I felt like I could not express myself the way I wanted to express myself.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I developed anxiety. and I felt like I always had to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So that, like a build up of that, because we're talking about when I was a child, I am now in my 30s. So a build up of that, like, led to the depression. Then I had other personal issues, relationship issues, work issues, academic issues, working from home. And I want to stress on working from home, because sometimes people think when you work from home, you have it easy. But when you work from home, you're confined to a space and you don't like socialize with people. Sometimes you barely see outside, especially if it is a very demanding job. Yes, there is a flexibility, but if work is very demanding, you wake up, you get off the bed, you go to your desk, and the cycle continues. You never see outside. And if you don't get that vitamin D, that also contributes. Vitamin D, which you get from sunlight, that also contributes to depression. So it was a series of events that had occurred in my life, not just at one instance, but over a couple of years. We're talking about like 20 years. I was the soft spoken one in the class. I was the one who feared speaking publicly and all of that. So let's get back to the depression.
Mm-hmm.
So I did my therapy, and we as I said, we pointed out the possible causes. And I kept doing therapy and I was still feeling the same way. So my therapist said, Rochelle, sometimes talk therapy is not enough. So you need to see a psychiatrist. At that point, I felt bad because, society, once you've seen a psychiatrist, oh, she crazy. She going
Right.
crazy.
Like if it's
She
to the
losing her
point
head.
where you need to take medication, then it's really
Right.
bad. Okay.
But I want to let you guys know that this belief that society has tried to instill in us, it is far from the truth.
Mm-hmm.
The same way, when you're ill, you go to a
Doctor.
physician,
Mm-hmm.
a general practitioner to get checked up, and they prescribe you medication. It's the same thing with your mental health. Because when your mental health is not at its best, it triggers into physical symptoms, right? So I want you guys to know that you do not, and I would say it again, you do not have to fear going to a psychiatrist. Some persons don't even want people to know that they're going to a psychiatrist, and that's fine, and that's why virtual sessions exist.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go to a physical location. So people say, oh, she going to see the psychiatrist. You can do it in the comfort of your home. And if
Mm-hmm.
any of you are interested, you can DM us, and then we will advise you on
That's
which
right.
therapist offers virtual sessions.
Mm-hmm. We have I know, a lot of people had concerns about pricing and stuff. I think we have both options of lower pricing and higher pricing.
Right,
So we do have a range of, affordable options.
right.
So do not fear. Just
Yes.
don't be afraid to ask.
To reach out to us. We're
Mhm.
more than happy to assist.
Yes.
Yes. So I did what I had to do. I went to a psychiatrist. I got prescribed antidepressants and coupled with some other medications. And here I am today. And I sat there and I said, if I felt that way, there must be other persons out there who feel that way or who have felt that way that needs that help that I got.
Mhm.
Probably they're not in a space for them to in a financial state of, they're not financially able to afford therapy, because we know therapy can be expensive, seeing a psychiatrist
Yeah.
can be expensive. So that is why I started breaking the silence, so that persons can feel heard, seen, and understood. Because sometimes all it needs is for you to have somebody to talk to vent, to let it out. So that is the real reason behind breaking the silence, the creation of breaking the silence.
I love to hear it. I love
Yes.
to hear it. So for me,
Mm-hmm.
I did not I don't feel like I ever went through any extreme depression or anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
but I definitely had a lot of pressure to for my life to turn out a certain way. I feel like you're born, your parents tell you, this is your name, this is what you have to do, this
Right.
is how life works.
Right.
So it's almost like you don't get to choose, you're just being told how you're supposed to be. And internally, you're probably thinking, what if that's not what I am or what I want to be?
Right.
And so I started feeling an internal struggle that there's something missing. This cannot be what
How,
life really
yeah,
is.
how
Like,
you supposed to live
it
your life?
cannot be. Ooh, sorry, guys. It's very windy.
Very, very windy.
It
And I
cannot.
love it.
Yes. I hope you can hear us. You can hear us. It cannot be that I exist just to do what somebody else wants me to do,
Right.
or just to do what somebody else says life is, and that's how life should be. That cannot be. Like, what's the point?
Right.
If we're all following the same blueprint, where are the differences? What makes it fun? What makes, oh wow, that's possible, I can do it that way, let me try that way. Like, I didn't like that in our culture. There is this blueprint and there's pressure to follow the blueprint, right? So, and I would say things out loud and I would be told, shh, not to say that, not to do that, not to, like, you have to be part of the perfection, as you were saying. Like, you have to be a certain way, and if you don't fall into that
You're not
certain
good.
way, you're not good enough, you're not successful, you're not doing the right thing, you're not. And y'all, the same five careers, that's the only five careers you successful. That doesn't make it sense, Rochelle. Like,
It
why would
doesn't.
God create billions of people, but then, oh no, if you're not a lawyer, doctor, this and that and that, then you're not successful. Or if you want to be an artist, like, the parents who feel like doing art is not a real career, or it's not a real, like, those things exist and they're real. I don't know
They are.
why we have
And we
this
need to stop
narrative
it.
and we're pressuring people to do things they hate
They
and to be
hate
miserable
living a
because
life because
this
of
is the
somebody
blueprint.
else.
Exactly. I feel like people need to think for themselves a bit more. But in my case, I always felt like I didn't know where I fit in. This person wanted to be this person wanted to be that, this person, oh, this is the career, this is the career. I don't want to do none of that stuff. Maybe I just want people to feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
Maybe I just want, and another thing I noticed throughout my life, I was always the one kind of anti-bullying, like protecting people. So I wouldn't say I was particularly bullied myself, but even into a young adult, from school into a young adult, I had many encounters seeing somebody else being bullied and me being the person strong enough to come and say, stop it. And I would always
And guys, yes,
I would always be
she's
small.
a strong one.
No, I would always be smaller, the smallest one there, the shortest one, but I come in, stop it,
Yes.
what you doing? No, pick on somebody your own size and look at me like that.
Exactly.
So it's like I always had it in me to care for people and to protect others and stuff like that. And I think it just started from my background, the way I was raised, and like you, my mother is very shy, and I have the opposite.
Yeah.
So I feel like because she was on the shyer side, if I saw her being hurt, or I would feel compelled, like I have to do something about it, or I need to, and that just went with me throughout my entire life, where that's as if it feels like a role. And I'm saying to myself, if this is something that I've always been doing and it comes naturally to me, maybe that's what I'm meant to be doing.
Right. That's
Not
your purpose,
forcing
that's your
myself
calling.
to fit into a career that other people saying I should, and those same people telling me I should more miserable than me. It's just where it doesn't make sense. I think people need to be a little more open-minded to different ways of living, and not one, like, there's no one thing that's successful. You could be successful in a million different ways.
Yeah, and I believe like we all have our purpose, we all have our calling, and it's a process. You won't just wake up one day and know what your purpose or your calling is.
Mm.
It's you will know what your purpose or your calling is when you do something and and you feel that joy when you do it, right? You're
Yeah.
passionate about it.
But
And
you
I
have to
feel like,
try things though.
yeah, you have to
You have
try
to try
different
different
things and
things.
say, okay, this is what I am
Yeah.
passionate
Because if
about
you don't try and you just stay in the
in one,
miserable job,
yeah,
you'll never find the passion,
right.
you know.
And I truly am passionate about helping others. And even in my household, I'm always the one to help.
Hmm.
I am more like the giver,
Oh, she is, guys. She
right?
is.
So I feel like it comes, as Cassie said, it comes naturally. And I know that I was born to do this.
Hmm.
And I love to put a smile on other people's faces. So I don't want people to feel the way I felt when I was in that room back in 2024. I want to help people out there who may be struggling with their mental health, whether it be depression, anxiety, relationship issues, burnout, spirituality, whatever
Yeah.
it may be. And as I mentioned, spirituality, sorry, I owe it all to God because I would not have been where I am today without Him. He is my guider, my
Hmm.
protector, my sustainer, my everything,
Hmm.
right? And I just pray that He continues to bless this mission
Hmm.
and we touch as many lives as possible.
Yes. And I feel like you were able to come to the realization that you did about yourself and what your passion is
Mm-hmm.
because you actually took the time to look
To
inward
reflect,
to
right?
and to figure out what is it that brings me joy, what
Mm,
lights me up, what is the one thing that when I'm doing this, no matter how tired I am, when I'm doing it, I feel
feel
the vibe, like you're in the
right.
zone. And I think more people need to do that. I feel like people might not be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
They think it's just gonna fall from the sky. Well, but how do I know what my passion is? Guys, you there is work behind it, right?
Yes.
You need to, and guess what? We want to create a journal that can help you guys, and it's something that we're working on. And maybe this is how you find your passion. It will help you actually reflect, think about your day, think about what brought you joy.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe when you can physically look back at it on paper and
Mm-hmm.
see, on 10 of my pages, I have dancing.
Right. And it's not just an ordinary journal like we buy in the bookstores that are just blank pages. No, it will be a guide.
Yes.
It's an intentional journal.
Yes. And like I really want people to start taking this seriously and not just be comfortable being unhappy.
I'm happy. Yeah.
And I do want to say this though, because Rochelle said what sparked the start of it for her. While I was having those realizations and wondering, some of these things that I'm being told doesn't quite make sense to me, I still feel like I just followed the blueprint because I
Yeah.
didn't know better or
Better.
because that's just what was around me.
Mm-hmm.
Until it's not until in my big age, maybe when I hit my 30s, God sent me here for a reason. I have a purpose, and it's not to just do what somebody else tell me to do or what they want me to do. And it's my duty to figure out
What that
what
is.
that is, what He sent me to do, what my purpose is, and that's what started it for me. So when
Mm-hmm.
I saw Rochelle's, I think it was an ad
An
you had
ad,
put out.
yes.
I reached out to her. I don't know what compelled me. Do not ask me. I cannot tell you because that's not normal for me
To
to
just
just
reach
reach
out.
out to
Like
a stranger
that was
like
just
that.
meant to be. And I was just like so open to it. You know, if a stranger
Yes.
message you would be a
You'd be
bit
like,
skeptical.
why that
But
girl
it
never
just
responded?
felt so natural and I feel like God's hands was
It
in that.
was. I
Yes.
immediately was like, oh my gosh, this is a St. Lucian doing this. We're not afraid to look crazy. Let me message this girl because my whole life people telling me I crazy.
Mhm.
So it just felt like somebody like me and somebody who and I wanted to see how I could have supported.
Mhm.
And let me tell you guys, as soon as I reached out, the rest was history.
Yes.
It felt like we knew each other. And can I tell you guys something? Can you believe today is the first time we're meeting each other in
Can you
person?
believe that? Can you believe that?
In person.
And it feels so natural. Like we've met before.
Mhm.
And that just goes to show that this was meant to be.
So one of the main reasons why I wanted to get involved is because I have a lot of friends, family, colleagues, and people around me who they're going through a lot. They're having a very hard time. And you remember in my origin story, I was telling you guys that I'm usually the one who stands up to the bullies, right? So it's like I am the one that they come to and they talk to, but I feel like it's not enough. Like I feel like I wish I could do more. I can give tangible, actionable resources that can actually change their lives. And this is what I want to do. This is why I, you know, paired up with this is why I paired up with Rochelle, is because I want us to be able to create that where it's not a cycle of you're telling me what's going on. I'm helping a bit because they can vent to me and give advice to. I can give advice. Oh, it's God. Disclaimer, and we're not therapists.
Right.
However, peer support. And for some of them, depending on the issue, it's enough. And for others, they need more support. And I
Mm-hmm.
want to be able to provide that. I want to help people change their life. I want to
Mm-hmm.
change my life. I don't want to stay stuck in the same
So that is
cycles.
the reason why we created the peer support and empowerment sessions. A lot of you may not know what that is, but it is just see it as a conversation, right? It's a space, a safe, confidential space. I'm stressing on confidential space where you can express whatever it is that you are currently navigating. Because we all go through it, including myself and Cassie.
Mm-hmm.
That's just part of life. We have our struggles, but then we have to learn healthy ways to deal with those struggles so that we do not get to the place of depression or even suicide, because
Yeah.
depression can lead to suicide.
Yes.
So yes, so it's a space where you set up a call with us, and if you're not comfortable having an audio call, we also offer direct messaging, because I know some persons don't want to get on a call. They want to remain anonymous in terms of their voice or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fine. Once you get in the level of support that you need.
Right.
Now, once you've expressed yourself, Cassie and I, we provide a guide, right?
Resources.
Resources, yes, that's the right word. Resources to help you step by step. So one session, we may focus on accomplishing one particular goal, and then it continues another session, another goal, until you get to a place where you feel better,
Yes.
right? But this is not therapy. If you feel like you need professional help, like you need to see a licensed therapist. Or if you are currently seeing a licensed therapist and you feel like, because therapy can be expensive, you feel like between sessions you need somebody to talk to, the peer support and empowerment session is perfect for that.
Mm. Sometimes people just don't know where to start.
Right. So that can be a
And this
good
is your
starting
starting point. So
point.
I will give an example. We've both had calls where we've spoken to persons that we empowered and supported. And some of them, all they needed was help organizing their thoughts
Mm-hmm.
as to what do I work on first?
Yes.
What should take priority? What should you understand what I'm
Like they
saying?
needed that jump start.
Yes. So for an example, if somebody they need to see about their health, maybe they have an outstanding health issue that they haven't gotten help on. They also looking for a job. They're also looking like a lot of things are happening at the same time. Sometimes I actually at one point helped her write down, okay, today you're gonna make an appointment with a doctor. Tomorrow you're gonna do some meditation, and I would send a YouTube link. Like it's literally just helping you organize your thoughts and figure out where do I start.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's somebody who, as she was saying, does need a licensed therapist, then we can recommend one.
And I feel like some people they just need structure.
Hmm.
Like they just don't know like what to do, as you said.
Mhm.
Sometimes it just takes getting out of the house, going for a walk. That
Mhm.
really helps with your mental health,
Mhm.
right? Doing self-care activities. Sometimes it's just simple things like that, but we're so stuck in our survival mindset
Yeah.
that we don't even make that time for ourselves.
Sometimes it's just being part of a group that keeps you accountable, because there was one of them, she would even send back a picture showing, look, she actually did her
Did
planning,
that.
she did her journaling today. So she would probably really thrive in a WhatsApp group or women's group
Mm-hmm.
where each person shows, hey guys, I did my stuff
Or even
today.
with the peer support empowerment session, since it's not just a one-time session, we
Mm-hmm.
can keep track of the
Mm-hmm.
person's progress.
Right, right. But we do need support, because it's a lot to provide those services for free. So we do need support, from
Mm-hmm.
our BTS crew.
Yes, and that's why we created the Buy Me a Coffee link where you guys can donate as you feel led to. Because every donation or every contribution that you make, it helps us help someone out there in need.
Very much. So a lot of you guys have been inquiring about group sessions, which initially we did not plan
Right.
to provide. We just didn't think people would be interested or want to, but it seems like a lot of
Lot of
our BTS
persons,
crew
yes.
really like the group sessions. And I mean, thinking about it, I can tell why. Is that when it's just one-on-one, maybe you might feel like you have to do all the talking, but when
Right.
you're in a group of like-minded people and they're also going through what they're
Right. You
going
can
through,
relate
you can
relatability.
relate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it may make you feel a bit more comfortable. You could take a break and somebody else can talk,
Talk. Yes.
and like create a support system. So this is something we're working on. And Rochelle, tell us a little
Right.
bit about what you discovered in the poll.
Right. So recently I posted some questions on Instagram, and the results were that majority of persons preferred drop-in session, sorry, and they preferred it to be done online virtually. So you asked for it and we're going to deliver. So look out for the official release date of our support group, our women support group. The men, we have not forgotten about y'all. We're working on it as well. So we're starting
Yes,
off with the women, because the women seem to be the ones reaching out
a bit
more.
more. So
Yes.
subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Look out for when we're gonna launch it. We're
Right.
gonna launch it, right? And what's our TikTok name and our Instagram name?
Our Instagram name is Breaking the Silence _2025. Our TikTok name is Breaking the Silence 2025. And our YouTube name is Breaking the Silence _2025. So be sure to tune into our episodes on Breaking the Silence podcast.
So, guys, we hit a milestone on our YouTube. We now have 1.5K
Subscribers!
which is amazing.
And we could not have done it without you guys.
And we just want to say thank you, thank you,
Thank you, thank you.
And we want to do a cheers to celebrate.
Yay!
Get your glass out too.
Yes, because you guys are part of the family.
Yes. And we're going to have fun.
Yes.
Whilst we're all healing.
Yes.
And we're all changing our mindsets.
Mm-hmm.
Making sure that we normalize having a healthy mental awareness.
Right.
That we're not going to keep the cycle going.
We're breaking that cycle, guys. We need to
breaking the silence.
Yes, breaking the cycle and breaking the silence. We need to normalize conversations around mental health. It should not be one where we shy away from, because a lot of us are going through it.
We're not suffering in silence anymore.
We're not suffering, and that's why Breaking the Silence podcast exists. And that's why you all need to take time out. I know sometimes the episodes can be a little long. If you have to watch it in parts, do so. If you have to save it for later, do so. Now, don't save it for later, not go back into it.
No, but and you guys, your support will also help us create better videos for you guys, more engaging videos,
Right.
so you won't have to feel like, oh my gosh, this is so long, to where we can get better with the editing
The
and the video
editing.
quality and all of
And we
that.
also welcome feedback.
Of
Please
course.
feel free to direct message us and give us recommendations. Tell us what you want to see more
Of
of,
course.
what topics you would love for us to discuss on our podcast, and we will be more than willing. Remember, we're here for you guys.
That's right.
Breaking the Silence exists for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So,
cheers to 1.5K.
yay!
And to it climbing and being
Yes,
2,000,
and
3,000.
you're right, impacting more lives
One step at a time.
across the globe.
Yes.
Not just in St. Lucia, regionally and internationally.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much, guys, for tuning
Thank you,
in. We will
guys.
catch up again. Bye.
Bye.